Shabbat Shalom, Ambazonia. Chris, na when you lost your thing for inside house. Because say light no dey for house, you comot go for outside, go begin find am for outside. Chris, na say you no get money, you charge your pocket, money no dey, you continue for charge am. You charge the one for back, can't charge the one for front. You feel say because you do overcharge am, dey look am, you go end up for find money. Chris, na one way you do waka for road, you no get money. You dey look for ground, see whether you go pick money for road. You dey waka go up and down, dey find money for road. Think say you go see am. True Chris, na the one way you dey do the same thing, then you dey expect say the result it go become different. If you want to get different result, you need to change the thing way you dey do am or the way you dey do am. This one na the beginning for our episode, for a special edition for our podcast, Shabbat Shalom. My name na Capo Daniel. I been the spokesman for the Ambazonian Governing Council and the Deputy Defense Chief for the Ambazonian Defense Force, the Defense Department for the Ambazonian Governing Council. Dear patriotic citizens of Ambazonia at home and abroad, in refugee camp and in asylum-seeking camps, I the one for talk una wetin wey dey happen with our forces them for ground zero. As they talk simplicity, it no mean say something is easy. Unity, it no mean na uniformity. Some of these very simple things them we would desire them, such as the unity of Ambazonia, it make Ambazonia they be mistaken, and they also use them because of this sweet word them way it is sound very sweet. People them way they preach unity, and then they try for use na uniformity. Now the people them way they bring with the biggest problem way would face them. Unity for Ambazonia, it means say make we unite the different groups them. People that they do different things them according to their competence for one purpose. They collaborate, they share information, they encourage each other, and they promote each other. That one na perfect unity in the terms of a country. So when we say Ambazonia then be united, it means say Ambazonia they work all man for a side or all man together towards one goal. The terms unity it then be used again and again for scam Ambazonia them, because simplicity it no means say something it be easy. When they use the word unity, we want unity. It appeal for every man on the street in Ambazonia, because that is what we want. And that unity they present them as uniformity, where it instead be against unity. Because uniformity, it means say all man must be in a one. All man must talk with one mob. All man must follow na one order. This is not unity. Unity, it means say different unit. It come on for that word where they talk say unit them. Different people them coming together as one. In terms of our liberation struggle, we get different ideology, different groups, different organizations. They need to come together and work as one. It no mean say they need to become one. We don't see this one time we will be create the Bui warrior, where a group of people them where they become for inside Bui. Then talk say the one make we unite. It mean that say make all man become one. All man must join now one name. Then form Bui warrior. Then fool the ADF them say me then join them. It mean that say we would work together. But after then join them, then be ban the ADF. And then take that group now talk say na IG group. It be being their true agenda. When they be talk say then one unity, they no be actually one unity, because unity na collaboration. They be one na uniformity for their own political game, doing the same thing and then they expect different result. Na madness. The same thing it come time where they be say make we form skakuf, make all the leader them come together for become one. The agenda for some people them it be na uniformity, no be really unity, but they be use unity for disguise their agenda for hijack the struggle. When they be succeed for create the Bui warrior, wait it be happen, it be cause the death of our brilliant soldiers such as General Chacha. It be cause our own soldier, we been a pure soldier, General Isobu, for be killed. The Bui unity warrior, they be burn down our hospitals, destroy ADF camp, kill their own Bui warrior fighter them for suspicion of being ADF fighter. The total number we would encounter where they be kill them na 28, plus the 39 ADF soldier them where they be kill them for inside Bui. A total of over 89 Ambazonian soldier them be die as a result of the creation of the Bui warrior. In the name of unity, then try to impose uniformity. we end up for cause disaster. We warrior then kill more Ambazonians, soldiers, than La République du Cameroon, cause more division for Ambazonia than unite Ambazonia. Now they think that way uniformity, it do am in the name of unity. During this period, we would try for bring our education for forefront, for show the world say Ambazonia stand for Ambazonian indigenous education. It then bring this conflict again as a group of soldier them where them be left from the diaspora go actually give the name for the person way na be the representative for the diaspora of the AMF. It did together with the CDN and their representative them for prison. With the main purpose for the one they for prison for gain contract for transport material them so that they could gain a commission for the weapon the way they come for ground zero. They then gather all soldier them, bring them for collect money. So they want make appointment election for treasurer. Say now you go to collect money. They be done the do one for a long time. It then results to people then go into prison. Our route line then be compromised because of the same incompetent. St. Michael is there for prison because of such mistakes. You get their leader then wait there for diaspora, Mr. Raymond Asongwe. Tomorrow you go here to say they will make elections, say the one vote Naimi represent them. But we already know say they deceive soldier, then deceive them for bring them inside a platform. And anything will be based on lie, the end it will always be a disaster. When we warrior, if we want be created, they be talk say it go be apolitical. Something where go represent not only the flag and the anthem. It won't change. They elect only the people the way they be get the agenda for elect them before. Then they take and turn and say na IG force. The ADF soldier the way they be now already be corrupt. The few one the way they be strong, psychologically way they get sense, they be remain them pure and then be preserved till today. Fellow Ambazonians, I don't get a deep conversation with no other person. Guess who? General Alaji. The General Alaji of 7 Kata. I go first of all want congratulate you for get the courage for call a meeting with their representative together with me, Capo Daniel, for discuss about the issue then way it done they go on. General Alaji, he done explain say no be a unit, it be in charge for the operation where it take place from Kwen Mai 6, where 2 Ambazonian civilians were shot dead and 2 others then they in hospital with bullet wounds them as a result of enforcing a lockdown that is unjustified. The meeting it be cordial. I was very surprised on how intelligent General Alaji it be, how conscious and respectful it be for all Ambazonian leaders, including me. And I want to thank the leadership of 7 Kata for the wonderful job where they do for always engage. I mean, every single leadership for the 7 Kata way they for diaspora, at least apart from some few of them who know them already, all of them they don't reach out, and they don't always they reach out for work hand in hand in unity in collaboration. I don't explain for the general our policy and the reason why we then supposed to allow community school for go on. I don't also preach for the general about our policy them and our code of conduct where we want to make all forces them adopt them. The 7 Kata don't always be open for discuss this issue them at their leadership stage, and we hope they will get more discussion with us and with their generals on the ground. When you get a weakness, maybe you be angry or you feel inferior, the enemy will exploit you. The people them way they be exploited for come together for form this group. We know say na mainly ARF or former ARF soldier them where they feel they look for a sense for belonging. They be exploited by the AMF and La République du Cameroon. They take full advantage of this sentiment them for also push their agenda. When would they tell when I say the people the way they bring this idea for move school opening to after 1st of October, they work with Cameroon government now because we have evidence of this fact. Any man where you go feel say people they go there for prison for Konengi, then they control soldier them for down. We Cameroon government no be involved at some level. The person it is sumo nambanga. That kind banga where you get sit them inside the collar and a kai kai. Do not be compromised. Do not support things that are wrong simply because you think it will help you in internal competition. At the end of the day, we are fighting for one thing, an independence. We then get deep conversation with General Transporter as well, and in leadership for London today, the APLM and the Ambazonia Governing Council, they will get a big conference for Shidong and for discuss bilateral issues. We go on for even still talk about even the mountain lions, where them be behind the heinous atrocity them way don't come out for our civilian them during this period. For see talk say we still thank them for their service for our country and we respect them and their place day. But we will always criticize them when they go wrong because we actually care about them and we love them. The same thing goes to all soldiers on ground zero. But we will criticize you when criticism is needed. When anything involves public interest, we will handle it in public. And when it is not in public, it is not a public interest, we will handle it privately. As for General Maddock, his statement, the way that make him, it should clearly say the lockdown is not being necessary. It don't question the validity of the argument of the lockdown. And we appreciate that. For General Vulture, we don't make statement them publicly. Say even if a decision it be now out of a mistake, they go implement them, it be just completely wrong. Each time you feel say you could do some wrong thing, even when it not be justified, at the expense of human life, or at the disruption and the great cause of our people, you are doing the wrong thing and you should not do the wrong thing and expect a different result. All those who are opposed about our school opening, using the excuse that it is about the open school resumption opening date being the same with La République du Cameroon, you can do better to yourself and stop this madness and this excuse. That day have come and gone, but you still support the lockdown. Even though it is unjustified, it is counterproductive. But with that all said, it is clear to every Ambazonian that the people of Ambazonia, the ground people on the ground, they should have what they deserve: community education. And our soldiers should never be engaged on unreasonable expedition. I want to take time for pass a message to our people and to all forces from a meeting that took place by the ADF Ground Zero Command. Maybe by putting the name Ground Zero, people will understand better. Our code of conduct, it can be affected so much by the collective display of unreasonable action by Ambazonian fighters who are being misled. The following decisions on our code of conduct have been made so that we can put them publicly for all forces to remember. Number 1, every action must be proportional. Every punishment issued by Ambazonian forces must be proportional to the crime. That means that the thing we talk about proportionality. You know, if you use live bullet against unarmed civilian simply because they violate a civil order. So this one, now the things the way they don't list them for that meeting, make us send them for all Ambazonian forces, they made them here. And this one, it also go for our population. If any Ambazonian force, it take this action against you, tell you say it breach the law and in the act on the public interest, and you get right for resist. Number 1, no Ambazonian force, no get right for warn civilians and say me they no report for the leadership where they for abroad. Number 2, every lockdown must be justifiable. The policy of the Ambazonian Governing Council for education must be and should be embraced by all other forces on the ground whose political leadership has failed to provide concrete policies. That means that schools should not put on uniform to go to school. They should not sing Cameroon national anthem. They should open only after receiving explicit permission from Ambazonia authority with guidelines on how to operate. These do not include Cameroon government school because they are all banned. Death penalty or the use of live bullet cannot be used on civilian except they have evidence that they have been working with the Cameroon terrorist forces. Fighters and commanders should not think that they have become God. I will just put it the way it is. They should not think that they have become God who cannot be questioned and to override the rule of traditional council when there is no evidence that the traditional councillors have been compromised by La République. Fighters should focus more on military matters rather than civil matters and transit into a transitional authority, just like the governing council is putting a transitional civilian authority on the ground that can handle civilian matters. Soldier, they no fit just go for money house for 9 o'clock, knock door, tell me enter bike, begin follow them they go because say they are big man, he want talk for them. Only for them for take you go for camp, then they go talk say na mistake where they can't take you. So you need to pay money because say they already can't take you, bring them for day. That one na La République du Cameroon style for behave, no be Ambazonian style. Will no one hear that one again for ground zero. Soldier then where they dominate specific area them. Now they're supposed to be in charge for collect liberation tax. And this tax needs to be done in unison and in conformity with all other forces the way they did for that particular district or state. So if one person he don't collect money for build house, for building permit, he's supposed to involve the other people them or for inform the other forces them. More than one person if he come for the same place for collect tax for the same purposes. The issue for collect money for person where the one bury person it be banned as way it be against our culture for tax people them for bury their person. Support fee be expected and a request fee be put, but no action not supposed to be taken. Say me they go stop die because they no fee be able to pay money. Who no fee the tax die body, but they fee make requests, reasonable requests for support, especially how way they die we go bring people them inside area where we control them. It go make a soldier they go spend more for guard them and also for the provide security for check whether any infiltrator they go seize opportunity for enter. So it be reasonable for always support forces them when you want do barrier. But it no go be say nothing where they feel punish you if you know support. Property then like car, it be forbidden if man any soldier a confiscate or a seize person in motor, go turn them into scrap and then sell them for spare part. That one go be na a crime against Ambazonia where all soldier they need for condemn them. Then also talk say before any Ambazonian fighter for any place, he want arrest any civilian for breach any civil law with the rangiam. You must first make sure say all Cameroon enabler, especially the one the way they don't violate election law, such as the one way they claim to be parliamentarians, senators, mayor them, they know they for that area, they already be arrested because the population no fit accept. Say me they arrest people the way they don't commit small crime. Then the one the way they don't commit the biggest crime they waka across our territory. They also the issue of Farote. Farote it can be banned for inside Ambazonia for maintain our dignity and protect the poor and vulnerable from exploitation and humiliation. During poverty and the time where we would be stripped of all our riches, Farote for begin to money for dance floor, it can be forbidden inside Ambazonia. We must protect the innocent of our people and our civilians them. Would advise soldier them for ground for not just begin do something because you see I'm say other people that they do them. Would advise soldier them for ground for make sure say them put Ambazonian first and not just follow social media. Today we need to hear Ambazonian fighter they fight, they challenge La République, they fight now, all man they fight now for be popular. Every soldier now, this one life. We want for here na Ambazonia against La République. We no want for begin here na internal competition the way it no be healthy. Too much of imitation leads to danger. It go make them we go lose focus. All Ambazonians they need to start sing their national anthem. All calms them just like before the need for rejuvenate Ambazonian first, singing our national anthem and hoisting our national flag. Any force way they never ever see is talk about Ambazonia, he carry Ambazonia flag, he promote Ambazonia, we need to start begin ask question them to true who say you dey. Would also talk say all soldiers them for ground zero, they no need for use and they no ever use the word again Southern Cameroon. Our territory na Ambazonia. You know if you carry Ambazonian flag, then for your mob you call na Southern Cameroon. So small corny idede. Soldier then supposed to be na nationalist them. Now the word Southern Cameroon way federalists they always use them for nyati can win our ear before they begin drag we would they go. All man today, our country na Ambazonia. Southern Cameroon na history. For we today na Ambazonia. You feel question about the outlook of the territory, whether na federation, confederation, na a republic. No matter the outlook, political outlook, or the political system where it could be chosen through democratic means, the name of the country and the territory na Ambazonia. Period. We must bring sanity in our liberation. We must bring common sense. Make all man they don't do something because all man they do them. They do something because you don't reason them out. Not do something because of popularism. Do something because of principle. And together we will be united. United is not uniformity. Those who they call the name united, but they preach actually na uniformity. Now them be the true problem as we don't see them for before. Just like we start, no begin charge your pocket plenty time where you need to see money. If you say you go see money just because you charge and plenty time. If your thing in a loss for house, no come on go find them for outside because you no get lamb for inside house. No begin do the same thing. They expect different result. We don't over experiment with social media, with Ambazonia name of unity, the name of government, and so on and so forth. But our practice is to be lacking. Make we collaborate. That is the right thing to do. And all man way they talk about unity. Make it not say unity in a collaboration. Unity, no be uniformity. Now the content as they talk, the devil is in the detail. They bring the big work for unity, but their mind be now for deal with the dirty. We are one, all for one for all. Ahead, shake, in no day.